Chapter 31. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Solar panels. After patrolling his base, Wang Ran drove the MPV and played some upbeat music to attract dozens of zombies nearby. It would have been ideal if he could maintain a standing army of zombies there as a looming threat to any prospective intruders, but there were too few zombies nearby. If it was in the city center, he could easily have 100 zombies tailing after his loud music. After leaving the zombies on the bridge, Wang Ran went home while humming a little tune. In one day, he had managed to get about 110 pounds of gold. Although it was only about a tenth of what he had gained at the vault, it was still something. After a while, the value of gold would be revealed. At that time, the major survivor camps would start to collect gold. You want to join the camp? I'll only accept you if you hand over gold. Want to exchange for food? Sure, bring the gold. Do you want to be happy? We even have B.list female celebrities here. Do you have gold? Although Wang Ran did not know what actual use they had for the gold, he would definitely not be at a loss if he saved as much as he could. In any case, it had all been exchanged for food that was about to expire, so he only stood to gain from this. As he passed a crossroad, a Lamborghini suddenly hit him from the side. It was speeding with reckless abandon. Although Wang Ran reacted quickly, he could only do so much. The two cars collided. Wang Ran's MPV took a big hit and rolled over. Fortunately, Wang Ran had a good driving habit. Even though it was the end of the world, he was still wearing his seatbelt. Otherwise, he would have been thrown out of the car long ago. F***ck. Who taught you to drive? Wang Ran climbed out of the car. He was merely bruised and would quickly heal. The front of the Lamborghini was caved in. The occupant sat unmovingly. Wang Ran walked over with his sword drawn. Save me! A man in the driver's seat shouted at Wang Ran with a pained expression. Wang Ran took a look and saw that he was covered in blood below his waist. As for the woman sitting next to him, she was bleeding profusely from the mouth. She was no longer breathing. Wang Ran instantly conjured up an image in his mind. That must have been the case. How tragic. TSK, TSK, TSK. It has already come to this. There's no hope. Save me. I have money, my family is very rich. Quickly, send me to the hospital. The man's face was pale, and it seemed like he was losing blood very quickly. F***ck. Your money, what good is it? You boned me. You brought this on yourself. Get me back an MPV. Wang Ran cursed. He had been driving the MPV for a day, and he had developed feelings for it. He had wanted to take good care of it, but in the end, it was totaled. Good sir. I have a box of money in my trunk. There's at least a few million there. There's also a box of diamonds. They're quite valuable, too. If you save me, I'll give you everything. The man must have sensed the severity of his blood loss as his body began to tremble. Diamond. Cash. Wang Ran sighed. It's useless. If it's gold, I could reconsider. But it wasn't. Good luck. Judging from your condition, you'll go into shock in about 3 minutes. Don't worry, it won't be very painful. It's much more comfortable than being bitten to death by zombies. Wang Ran consoled him with a few words. Don't, brother. I still have a factory. They produce solar panels. If you want, I can give you the factory, the man cried. Wang Ran had no interest in the factory. It was the end of the world, who could still keep a factory running? Where would they find workers? Zombies. However, solar panels did pique Wang Ran's interest. It must be known that diesel generators had many shortcomings. They were noisy, required a consumable resource like diesel, and the generator itself would wear out. However, solar panels were different. The entire East Lake Island could be covered with them. Clean energy, quiet and environmentally friendly. As long as there were enough of them, they could power all the equipment on the island. Is your family there? Wang Ran asked. Yes, we're them. My dad became rich from this. In our factory's warehouse, there are thousands of solar panels that are ready to be shipped. Easily installed and reliable. We take installments as low as 5 yuan a day. Anyone can get their buildings equipped with this. When the man realized that he had caught Wang Ran's attention, he immediately found a life-saving straw and grasped at it. Not bad. Wang Ran nodded. It was a pity that this man was beyond saving. Otherwise, he could have asked him to guide him on how to install it. Where is your factory? Wang Ran asked. It's at. Roar. The man was about to finish speaking when the woman in the passenger seat suddenly growled. Gulp. She swallowed something and looked at the man beside her. White pupils. It was obvious that she had turned into a zombie. Roar. The female zombie pounced on the man. Brother. Save me. The man cowered. If he still had the ability, he would have peed his pants. Wang Ran calmly lifted his sword and thrust. The female zombie's temple was pierced. Blood splattered all over the man's face. Brother. Is it too late for me? Will I become like this after I die? The man asked in despair. Wang Ran nodded. There was no need to lie to him at this time. People who were bitten by zombies would quickly zombify. People who weren't bitten by zombies would still turn into zombies soon after they died. Wang Ran did not know the theory behind it, but he could roughly deduce that everyone carried the virus in some form. The man sighed resignedly. In any case, he had a good time before he died, so he had no regrets. Brother, I'll tell you the address of the factory. But you have to promise me one thing. Give me a quick death, I don't want to become that thing. The man pointed at the corpse beside him. All right, I can do that. Wang Ran nodded. The man wiped his tears and told him the address of the solar panel factory. The address was in the suburbs, more than 20 kilometers away from the supermarket. Wang Ran would still pass by that area, no matter what. With these panels, the need for diesel generators and the like could be eliminated. The man's breathing was getting weaker and weaker. He had lost too much blood. Very soon, he would enter a state of shock. The man was ready and closed his eyes. Wang Ran took the blade and stabbed it through the man's forehead. Ah, I have to find a car again. Wang Ran returned to the MPV and retrieved his gold. There were some other cars near the intersection. Most of them were damaged. Wang Ran picked up a red Porsche 911. It was probably a young lady's car, as there was a faint fragrance in it. He stepped on the accelerator. This speed. It was on another level. Wang Ran instantly forgot about his MPV. Chapter 32. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Gaining more strength with the Porsche, it did not take long for him to return to the warehouse. Master, you're back. Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo immediately turned off their screens and ran over. Xiao Jin also followed closely behind. Master, you're injured. Su Xiaoyu saw that Wang Ran's clothes were torn and there were some small bruises on his body. Su Xiaoyu almost burst into tears. I got into a car accident, it's no big deal. Wang Ran explained. Humph. Who dared to hurt Master? Is he dead? Su Xiaoyu mumbled. He's dead, and he died quite miserably. Wang Ran's body trembled when he thought of the condition below that man's waist. Fortunately, Su Xiaoyu had regained consciousness when she ate him. Otherwise, he would have ended up like that person. Master, dinner is ready. You can dig in. Lin Momo held Wang Ran's hand and walked to the table. Today, Lin Momo had specially prepared hot pot. It was done with an induction cooker and 2 pots. One side was numbingly spicy, while the other side was clear soup. The ingredients had also been cut and prepared. Momo, not bad at all. This is worthy of praise. Wan Ran gave Lin Momo a look of approval. Lin Momo gave him a shy look. Wan Ran suddenly realized that he seemed to be digging a hole for himself, so he quickly gave her a stern look. Next, Wan Ran realized that he had missed out years of eating hot pot the right way. Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo each took one side. They put the food into the pot, cooked it, and fed it to Wan Ran. He didn't even have to raise his own hands. Meanwhile, Xiao Jin was guarding the pot with its head raised, hoping that a piece of beef roll would fall down occasionally. Did you guys notice that Xiao Jin seems to have grown a little bigger? Wan Ran picked up Xiao Jin and looked around. I don't think so. It has only been here for half a day. Yeah, I don't think there's any change. Master, are you imagining it? Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo had been with Xiao Jin the whole afternoon, so they didn't notice any changes. I got it. It must have eaten way too much. Wan Ran was suddenly enlightened. Did you guys feed it a lot of things? Wan Ran asked. I only fed it some snacks. But it's the one who chased me for it. I only fed it because it was so hungry. Lin Momo said with her head lowered. I've also fed it some cheese sticks and chicken sausages. Su Xiaoyu added. Sigh, it has really picked up on your habits. It's only been half a day, and it has already learned all of your gluttonous personalities. Wan Ran helplessly shook his head. The two girls stuck out their tongues, looking innocent. Are you blaming us for being greedy? We can't not eat your body. Woo-woo. Xiao Jin lay on the ground. I'm also hungry, so I have no choice. After they finished eating the hot pot, the sky had darkened. On the surveillance screen, the zombie bodies at the door had already piled up into a few small mountains. However, more zombies were still wandering around. For the warehouse, having zombies at the door at night was considered a security measure. Lin Momo cleaned up and went to wash the pot. Su Xiaoyu stuck to Wan Ran's side. Xiaoyu, how's your strength now? Wan Ran asked. For the next operation, he might need to make proper arrangements. If Xiaoyu and Momo could guard a place by themselves, it would be much easier to move. Master, look. Su Xiaoyu went to the refrigerator with fist marks and reached out. Her nails grew by 1 or 2 centimeters at a speed visible to the naked eye. The refrigerator door fell to the ground. There were a few deep claw marks on the door. Immediately after, Su Xiaoyu thrust her claws out again. The pieces became even smaller. I'm amazing, right? Su Xiaoyu placed her paws on both sides of her face like a kitten. She's indeed much more powerful. Wan Ran nodded. Su Xiaoyu's speed and strength were both better than the mutant he had encountered at the vault. With such strength, as long as they didn't encounter firearms, they should be unstoppable. Xiaoyu, come closer. Wan Ran suddenly noticed something strange. What, do you want it now? Su Xiaoyu blushed. Don't get the wrong idea. Let me see your eyes. Wan Ran stepped forward and carefully observed the situation. Su Xiaoyu's pupils were originally grayish-white, but now, they had turned silver. The color had darkened. Could it be that this had something to do with her becoming stronger before Wan Ran transmigrated? He was too weak and had never come into contact with many mutated zombies or awakened ones. Therefore, he didn't know anything about the division of strength. In any case, they were all more powerful than him. This would be the time for him to learn more about them. Master, are you two kissing? Lin Momo, who had finished washing the dishes, ran over and slid between the two. She was a dozen centimeters shorter than Su Xiaoyu, and when the three of them stood together, they looked like a family. Of course, from a certain perspective, she was more like a very fertile mother. Don't move, let me see. Wang Ran cupped Lin Momo's face in his hands. Lin Momo blushed and closed her eyes. She thought that Wang Ran was going to kiss her. What are you thinking? Open your eyes, Wang Ran said helplessly. Su Xiaoyu, who was standing at the side, covered her mouth and laughed non-stop. Lin Momo had misunderstood and was laughed at again, so her face turned even redder. Wang Ran held Lin Momo's face and looked at her. Sure enough, the gray-white circles in Lin Momo's eyes were similar to Su Xiaoyu's yesterday. In other words, Lin Momo's current strength was about the same as yesterday's Su Xiaoyu. It seemed that daily mutual exercise and feeding sessions were very effective. Xiaoyu, come with me tomorrow. Momo, stay here and look after the house. Wang Ran ordered. Master, I also want to go out. Lin Momo puffed up her cheeks, looking unhappy. And leave Xiao Jin alone to look after the base. There are so many things here, someone has to look after them. Next time. I'll take you out next time. Don't worry, it'll take a few days to move the things here. It'll be your turn, eventually. Wang Ran consoled her. All right. Lin Momo nodded. It did not sound so bad. Woo-woo. Xiao Jin also expressed its opinion. Go, go, go. You're just a little golden retriever. Can't you just eat and sleep well at home? Wang Ran decisively rejected Xiao Jin's suggestion. Even though he did not know what Xiao Jin was talking about. Chapter 33. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Rushing to the villa, it was late at night. Wang Ran was preparing for the night feeding activity. Suddenly, his phone rang. Well, the quality of the mobile base station was good, and the signal was still strong. Hello, who's this? Aren't you sleeping in the middle of the night? Wang Ran picked up the phone. Ah, it's the delivery man from this afternoon, right? I'm the one from number 18. Let me just ask you this. Can you send me some raw meat? I want it now. I'll pay 10 times the price. I'm begging you. The middle-aged woman pleaded on the phone. Other than her voice, Wang Ran's sharp senses picked up some roars. It was a zombie. I'm sorry, I don't do business with zombies. Wang Ran still chose to refuse. Selling things to feed the zombies made Wang Ran feel like a traitor in times of war. I'm begging you. If I don't feed them anything, they won't be able to make it. Arg. Don't bite me. Ah. The middle-aged woman suddenly let out a shrill scream. It seemed that she had been bitten by a zombie. Ah, *CK. I can't leave them like this. I still need this community for their resources. If they're all wiped out, who am I going to trade with? Searching through safe deposit boxes door by door. That would be too inefficient. Wang Ran hung up the phone and cursed. Master, what's wrong? Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo asked at the same time. I have to go out for a while. You guys. Drink some red wine first. Wang Ran made a cut on his arm. When the two girls saw how nervous Wang Ran was, they knew that it was a serious matter, so they obediently drank some blood. After feeding them, Wang Ran went out with his sword. He didn't bother to kill the zombies at the door. He just waved his sword and swatted away the ones that approached him. Wang Ran got into the Porsche and drove toward the villa. In the middle of the night, the roads in the city were slightly harder to drive on, but the seaside road was relatively clear, so he could floor it. Wang Ran arrived at the entrance of the villa complex in about 20 minutes. The security post was dimly lit, and it was obvious that someone was on duty there. When they saw Wang Ran's car, 2 security guards immediately ran out. Wang Ran recognized them at a glance. They were the 2 security guards who had met him during the day. Ah. It's you. Why are you here again so late at night? Did someone order supper? The security guard asked with a smile. Sorry, this is serious. Number 18. There are zombies. They've bitten people. Hurry up and follow me in to take a look. Juan Ran said in a very serious tone. Zombie. It can't be. We had 2 security teams go to number 18 just now. Hey, how long have they been gone? The old security guard asked. It's been almost half an hour. The security guard looked at his watch. The old security guard's face changed, and he immediately picked up the walkie-talkie. Other than the group that went to number 18, everyone else responded. That's not good. The old security guard knew that the situation was serious this time. It was a big deal for zombies to have appeared inside. I'll get there first. Organize your men and start sweeping the area. We can't be sure of the number of zombies now. They are likely to wander anywhere, Wang Ran said. I'll go with you. It's late at night, I'm familiar with the villa's roads. The younger security guard opened the door and sat in the front passenger seat. Then I'll organize a search. The old security guard also ran back to the guardhouse. Wang Ran stepped on the gas and drove directly into the villa area. Brother, my name is Zhao Dong. You can call me Xiao Zhao. Turn left here, it's closer. Brother, why did you come here so late at night? Does the owner of number 18 owe you a lot of money? Asked Zhao Dong, the security guard. It's not that simple. It would be such a waste if zombies killed all my customers. Wang Ran thought to himself that he still had truckloads of supplies that he had not yet converted into gold. Even though it was possible to search every house after all the people in the neighborhood had died, who knows where they would have hidden it? It was too inefficient. He might as well come over to help them get rid of the zombies and earn their favor. In addition, Wang Ran had also thought of a plan on his way back. This villa area was so close to the island that it could totally be used as Wang Ran's colony. Subordinate survivor camps. He would find some manpower to plant vegetables and fruits, raise pigs and chickens here. When the time came, the agricultural products produced could be directly transported to East Lake Island. After all, his little followers were all beautiful women, and it was impossible to bring coolies to the island. Staying here to work was different. Wang Ran would provide them with protection, and they would provide labor. It was a balanced and fair trade. If this place was completely occupied by zombies and the soil was infected, it was hard to say whether the plants would be edible. Therefore, they had to get rid of the zombies before the situation got worse. Soon, Wang Ran took a shortcut and arrived at the entrance of number 18, under the guidance of the young security guard, Zhao Dong. The entire villa was pitch black. The door was ajar. Stay in the car, lock the door, and don't come out. Wang Ran ordered. The security guard, Zhao Dong, nodded subconsciously. Although he had cleaned up some zombies with the security captain and the others during the day, he was just a single man. However, the atmosphere and the lighting. He was indeed a little scared. Wang Ran pulled out his sword, turned on the flashlight and slowly approached the villa's gate. Squeak. The doorknob made a slight sound. Wang Ran pushed the door open and stepped into the darkness. Just as Wang Ran was looking for the light switch on the wall, he heard a series of heavy footsteps approaching him quickly. A zombie is coming. Wang Ran immediately pointed the flashlight in front of him. A face covered in blood quickly came close to Wang Ran. Wang Ran's sword, which was aimed at the zombie's chest, immediately skewered through it, slowing it down. Roar. It was a female zombie with shoulder-length hair. The pajamas she was wearing revealed her identity. She was the middle-aged woman. Wang Ran lifted his leg and kicked the middle-aged woman away. He pulled out his sword. The middle-aged woman pounced at Wang Ran again. The narrow space at the entrance wasn't suitable for a horizontal slash. Wang Ran thrust his sword, aiming directly at the female zombie's head. It pierced through her mouth. The female zombie fell limply to the floor. At that moment, the sound of concentrated footsteps rang out again. More than one zombie was charging at Wang Ran from the dark. Chapter 34. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Accurate shooting F***ck. Wang Ran's blade was still stuck in the female zombie's head, and he couldn't pull it out. The sound in the darkness was getting closer and closer. In the midst of danger, Wang Ran decisively chose to retreat. He jumped back. Wang Ran returned to the courtyard. Turn on the high beam lights. Wang Ran shouted at Zhao Dong. In a flurry, Zhao Dong managed to find the switch for the headlights. The entire courtyard was lit up in an instant. F***ck, that's so reassuring. Wang Ran casually took down a piece of wood from the fence. Soon, two zombies, one big and one small, rushed out of the house. They seemed to be a father and son. Their hands were all broken. It was probably because the middle-aged woman had chained their hands up. Sigh, I've still got so much to learn. I need to disable their bites. Wang Ran shook his head. At that moment, the zombie dad had already reached Wang Ran. Wang Ran took the wooden board and smacked it horizontally, sending his chin flying. He'll have a harder time biting down. Then, the zombie's son rushed over. Wang Ran kicked the father and knocked the son to the ground. This wooden board was too light. It felt like it was about to break after 2 hits. It was not as good as the sword. Wang Ran looked at the zombie father beneath his feet. Sigh. He directly stepped on the zombie's head and crushed it. Brain matter splattered everywhere. The zombie son wanted to get up, but Wang Ran was faster. With a kick, he sent his little head flying. Phew. It's pretty cool to not use a weapon. I'm starting to understand Xiao Yu's feelings. Wang Ran used the grass to rub the black blood on his shoes. The red and black color combination had been dyed into something hideous. Just as Wang Ran was about to go to the entrance to retrieve the sword, a rustling sound suddenly came from the side. Brother! Be careful! The young security guard, Zhao Dong, immediately got out of the car and rushed toward Wang Ran while waving his baton. Wang Ran was already on guard. He turned sideways and easily dodged the attack of a black shadow. It was a zombie in a security guard uniform. Zhao Dong had rushed forward with such momentum that he tripped over the zombie's body on the ground. He fell to the ground. He raised his head and saw the child zombie's head. That smell. It was too much. Zhao Dong could not help but throw up. As for Wang Ran, he took the baton from Zhao Dong's hand and started beating the zombie security guard. The police baton was much easier to use than the wooden fence. After a few hits, the zombie security could no longer get up. Half of his head was caved in. Brother, you're so cruel. Zhao Dong vomited for a while and felt much better. If you don't kill zombies, they'll make you their kin. Wang Ran threw the blood-stained police baton back to Zhao Dong. Although he was not much help just now, he was a good man. I'll give him a few more cucumbers when I get back. He seems to like them. Zhao Dong held the police baton with 2 fingers and wiped it on the ground before putting it back on his belt. Brother, is it over? Zhao Dong asked. I remember you guys saying that you sent 2 security guards to check it out, right? There's only one here. I don't know where the other one is. You should wait in the car. I'll go to the villa to see if there are any more fish that have escaped. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he walked into the villa again. While stepping on the female zombie's head, Wang Ran pulled out the sword. Looks like I'll have to find some size weapons, like daggers. I can't use my long sword in such a narrow passage. Wang Ran used the female zombie's pajamas to wipe the blood off the blade. Very quickly, Wang Ran found the light switch. After some searching, Wang Ran found a basement. This basement was probably the villa's video and audio room, but was later transformed into a prison cell by the middle-aged woman, holding the zombie father and son. There were 2 sets of chains in total. It seemed that there were no other zombies. Juan Ran continued his search and found a safe on the 2nd floor. King knew it. After trying his best, Juan Ran still could not open the safe. It seemed that the safe deposit boxes in the rich families were all of good brands. They were just so well built without professional tools, it seemed like he would never get it open. Forget it. Juan Ran immediately gave up on the safe. It was better to trade away the food that was about to expire, to save time and effort. Therefore, he had to find the other zombie security guard wandering around the villa area as soon as possible. If he allowed the entire neighborhood to fall to ruin, who would trade food with him? Juan Ran took his sword and walked out of the villa. Brother. There was news from the surveillance room just now. They saw a figure heading in the direction of numbers 1 to 10. He should be the other security guard who was bitten, said Xiao Dong, the security guard. Those are major clients. Juan Ran immediately opened the door, got into the car, and drove deep into the villa area. Although the little girl was very vigilant, she was generous, and was an excellent customer that was hard to come by. It would be a pity if she died. She was living in number 2. She was definitely richer than the other villas. Soon, Juan Ran pulled up. Brother, do you have a hunch why number 2, of all places? The security guard asked. Ah. Oh right, I remember now. You delivered goods here today, right? Does this family owe you a lot of money? Xiao Dong continued to ask. You're sure good at collecting property fees. Alright, stay in the car for now. Juan Ran turned on the car's stereo after he finished speaking. If that zombie was in this area, it would definitely be attracted here. Not long after, the window on the 2nd floor lit up. The window opened. A head with 2 ponytails stuck out. You're crazy. You're setting up a DJ in front of my house in the middle of the night. It was the girl from earlier in the day. She was fine, and Juan Ran also heaved a sigh of relief. There are zombies. Remember to close the door. Juan Ran shouted upstairs. The girl was stunned for a moment before disappearing from the window. Not long after, she reappeared with her crossbow. The direction she was aiming at. It seemed to be where Juan Ran was. Whoosh! Juan Ran did not dodge at all. Because he had already heard the movement beside him. It was probably the zombie that had been attracted by the music. Whoosh! As expected, the arrow directly brushed past Juan Ran and struck the zombie's head. The zombie security guard staggered a few steps and fell to the ground. She's quite accurate, Juan Ran was quite impressed. These days, a crossbow was much more useful than a gun. It was very quiet while ensuring lethality at close range. It was not like a gun. If one shot killed one, it would attract 100. Chapter 35. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Rich lowly. For safety reasons, Juan Ran did not turn off the music. If this zombie security guard had bitten other people on the way, they would also attract it to this place. Moreover, this villa was big enough, so they did not have to worry about the concert attracting zombies outside the villa area. Not long after, more than a dozen security guards and a few owners rushed over with weapons. Juan Ran guessed that there should be no more zombies, so he turned off the music. Brother, I really have to thank you. Not only did he come to inform us of this matter, but he also helped us deal with a few zombies. Oh right, I'm the committee representative of this district, Lu Boyan. A white-haired but energetic old man extended his hand to Juan Ran. Juan Ran. Juan Ran stretched out his hand and shook it. You guys didn't see it just now. Brother Wang is amazing. He killed 4 zombies with a plank of wood. The security guard, Xiao Dong, said excitedly. One person killed 4 of them. The people present were all shocked. They had thought that Wang Ran and Zhao Dong had worked together to finish them off. They, especially the security guards, had fought zombies before and knew how powerful they were. In a 1-on-1 fight, anyone with a decent physique could kill the zombies. 1 against 4. It really was not something an ordinary person could do. No wonder you can deliver food so freely in this world. Brother Wang Ran, you're amazing. If I was that good, I would have gone out to look for cigarettes. Hua has finished smoking. I'm not used to smoking other things. The security guards and the business owners muttered. Alright, stop bragging about me. I'm here to establish a business relationship with you guys. Otherwise, your well-being has nothing to do with me. I'll be sending food over in a truck tomorrow. If you want to exchange for it, prepare the gold in advance. Besides food, you can tell me if you want to exchange for anything else. If you have it, bring it along, Wang Ran said indifferently. Alright. Tonight, we'll sort things out. Then I'll have to trouble you, Brother Wang Ran. Lu Boyan nodded. He was considered a reasonable person and knew that in this world, survival was all that mattered. Having a tradesman drive up to their doorstep with some food was already a blessing. At that moment, the lights on the first floor of the villa were turned on. Not long after, the little loli with 2 pigtails pushed the door open and came out. She was still holding her crossbow in her hand. Did you bring the mouse? The little loli directly asked Wang Ran. While speaking, she walked to the zombie on the ground, stepped on his head, and pulled out the arrow. She was firm and decisive, unlike a girl of her age at all. Mouse. I do have a Logitech, do you want it? Wang Ran asked. He had been in a hurry when he had left the house, so he had brought along the one he had been using. Wang Ran walked into the Porsche, took the mouse, and handed it to the little loli. Alright, she said. Here's a gold bar, if you have anything better, you can bring it to me. The little loli threw a gold bar to Wang Ran. A gold bar for a cheap mouse, thrown over just like that. Oh right, the security guards, help me get rid of this zombie. Help me dig up the soil and turf where he was lying down, so that it doesn't pollute my garden. After the little loli finished speaking, she turned around and returned to the villa. This little girl has quite the personality, Wang Ran muttered. Ah. That one. Her name is Tang Tang. She's the daughter of the developer of this villa. Her parents live in number 1, and she lives in number 2. But her parents are overseas. I don't know what's going on with them. The representative explained on behalf of Lu Boyan. Tang Tang. Wang Ran was stunned. This name was a little familiar, as if he had heard it somewhere recently. It must not be easy for her to live alone. You guys have to strengthen the security of this area, Lu Boyan said to the security guards. It will be done, sir. The workers nodded. There was food and water here, and they could live in an empty villa, so it was much safer than outside. The work they did was not much more than usual, so they were quite satisfied. Wang Ran smiled silently. In such a relatively safe environment, human nature was exposed relatively slowly. If there was a shortage of food or an increase in danger after a while, these security guards may just directly rebel and replace the owners. This had happened everywhere in this post-apocalyptic world. Alright, I have to go back. You guys can also leave me your contact information, Wang Ran said. He had forgotten to ask for the contact information of this place, which had led to him running over in the middle of the night. Lu Boyan gave his phone number to Wang Ran. I'll be here around 10 tomorrow morning. Let me know in advance if you need me. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he drove his Porsche and left the area. In the warehouse, Su Xiaoyu and Lin Momo were discussing something. What do you think Master is doing so late at night? Su Xiaoyu asked. Don't tell me. Master has another female zombie outside, right? Lin Momo said, covering her mouth. I don't think so. We eat so much every day, master probably doesn't have any more to feed others. Su Xiaoyu rubbed her chin. Then, do we still carry out tonight's collection plan? Lin Momo asked in a low voice. We absolutely have to. Just in case. Don't be afraid. I'll bear the consequences if he finds out. Su Xiaoyu patted Lin Momo's shoulder. All right. Lin Momo nodded. As a college student, she was more obedient to her seniors. Oh, right. You're in your 4th year, right? Su Xiaoyu asked. Yeah, I'm studying nursing at N University. I wonder how my classmates are doing. Lin Momo sighed. Under such circumstances, it would not be easy to survive. N University. I'm also from N University. Have you never taken my English class before? Su Xiaoyu suddenly found a common topic. I didn't even pass the 3rd level of English. I'm a slacker. I often skip class to work, haha. Lin Momo was a little embarrassed. No wonder you did not seem to fancy the Western movies in Master's hard drive. So, you don't understand them. Su Xiaoyu suddenly realized it. Lin Momo was stunned. I don't understand Japanese either. It was more entertaining, though. Not long after, the roar of an engine could be heard at the door. Wang Ran had returned. Sports cars have their shortcomings too. The engine is too loud. Wang Ran grumbled as he walked into the warehouse. Master, you're back. The 2 ladies and 1 dog pounced over. The next step was feeding time. Chapter 36. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Roadblock. Wang Ran woke up very early. Today was going to be a busy day. He had to deliver supplies to the people in the villa and also transport things to East Lake Island. The list of materials needed for the villa area had been sent to Wang Ran's phone. Apart from basic food, they also had a variety of needs. The girl called Tang Tang had asked for a mouse and video card, and some even asked for a massage chair and a refrigerator. A refrigerator was understandable, as it was more convenient to store more food. Why the hell did she want a massage chair? Was she still planning to enjoy herself in this world? 10 gold bars, no less. Xiaoyu, can you take the wheel? Wang Ran asked. Ah. Like cowgirl, I'm not a very fast cowgirl, but I can learn. Su Xiaoyu answered with her head lowered. That's not what I'm asking about. Take the wheel of a truck. A truck. Wang Ran sighed. Oh. Driving. I can. I took stick shift classes, so I can drive stick and automatic. But the truck. It has more than 5 speeds, right? Su Xiaoyu blushed. She had actually misunderstood. It's fine as long as you have the concept down. This is a small cargo truck with a load of 2 tons. It's quite easy to drive. Wang Ran nodded. If Xiaoyu knew how to drive, they could take one each, and they could transport everything in the villa area in one trip. The next step was to transport the goods. One of the trucks was filled with food, while the other was filled with the miscellaneous items that those people wanted. Momo, be good and guard the house. Call me if you need anything. Wang Ran rubbed Lin Momo's head. This morning, Lin Momo's pupils had a silver ring around them, which meant that her strength had been further improved. She should be able to look after the house alone. Yes. Lin Momo nodded, but her eyes flickered. Wang Ran was stunned. He felt that Lin Momo and Su Xiaoyu were hiding something from him. However, now was not the time to be calculative about this. He had to quickly get down to business. Xiaoyu, just follow me. We just need to go slow, but not so slow that zombie trains start forming behind us. Wang Ran reminded her. The trucks were heavy, and if they went too fast, accidents could easily happen. If they damaged or lost the cargo, it would be devastating. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu each took a walkie-talkie and got into their trucks. After Lin Momo helped to clean up the zombies at the entrance, Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu drove off in the truck. Along the way, Wang Ran drove gently and steadily. Under an elevated road, a few people were squatting over the green belt beside the pier. "Brother Nan, we have been waiting for 2 days and we have only found 2 cars. That only got us half a box of instant noodles and a loaf of bread. This isn't working," a young man wearing a messy jersey complained. "We should try one of the supermarkets. Do you dare to go? Nothing is safer here. We've been here for 2 days, and no one has been injured. This speaks for itself." The burly brother Nan glared at Messi. There was no other way. There were many zombies near every supermarket. He had seen a small team who wanted to search for supplies in a supermarket, but ended up joining a zombie team at the entrance. It was not very glamorous to squat on the road, but they were alive. If there were zombies, they would fight if they could, and run if they couldn't. If there was a car, that was the time to reap the rewards. One had to know that most of the people who were still driving on the road at this time were those running away with supplies. The harvest would definitely be good. Heads up. A car is approaching, a bald man with binoculars sat on top of a van and said. The 4 people in the bushes immediately became alert. There's business. They immediately took out their iron rods and other weapons. As long as the car was forced to a stop, it would be time to take action. "Brother Hu, I'm counting on you." Brother Nan gestured to the bald man to get ready. The bald brother Hu nodded, put down his binoculars, and jumped off the van. It was time for him to perform. He took out a plate from the van. The words, "We're out of gas, would change gas for food," were written on it. This was a very simple little trick. They used the food to attract the passing vehicles to stop. Even if the other party was suspicious, as long as they stopped the car, they would not be able to leave. Of course, standing in the middle of the road was a little risky. However, at this point in time, human morality had not collapsed yet. No one was so ruthless that they would directly run over a living person. The previous few successful orders had all been stopped like this. Brother Hu held up the sign and came to the middle of the road. Everyone was highly focused, waiting for the moment to stop the car. The car was getting closer and closer. It was 2 trucks. Brother Hu's eyes lit up. Trucks, there might be a lot of good stuff inside. They might hit it rich this time. Brother Hu waved the sign in his hand enthusiastically. The trucks were not going very fast, so there should be enough time to react. They were getting closer. 300 meters. 200 meters. The truck did not seem to have any intention of slowing down. Brother Tiger was stunned. What's going on? Don't you see a person in the middle of the road? Such a big sign, such big words, didn't you see it? Food. We have food. Don't you want it, Brother Hu? Get out of the way. Brother Nan, who was in the grass, was anxious and immediately popped his head out to remind him. The other party did not seem like they were going to stop. Arg. Damn it. Brother Hu also reacted. However, he was so nervous that he couldn't control his legs. He stood rooted to the ground, trembling. The truck was only 100 meters away from him. Brother Hu, get on the ground. Messi shouted from the side. If he can't get out of the way, he should try getting under. Brother Hu nodded. With his legs refusing to respond, this was the only way. Brother Hu took a step forward with much difficulty and lowered his body. In the end, he sat on the ground. The friction between the cement floor was too great, and he could not slide himself prone. At that moment, the truck had already arrived in front of him. Brother Hu hesitated between lying down and turning over. Bang! The truck rammed into Brother Hu. The truck rolled over his mangled body. Immediately after, the second truck mashed what remained of him. It was extremely ruthless. Brother Hu. Brother Nan shed tears of regret. He was crushed just like that, and he never stood a chance. What did I say? Nobody would stop for a sign. We need to set up a roadblock. Messi muttered. Brother Hu is gone, and you're still talking about the damn sign. Brother Nan smacked Messi's head. Brother Nan, look. Brother Hu stood up. Messi pointed to the road in surprise. Everyone looked over in unison. Brother Hu was standing up slowly in a strange position. Crack. Brother Hu's hands and feet were twisted, and his neck was tilted to one side. Brother Nan, look. The truck stopped. There's someone in the car coming over. Messi looked in another direction. A long-legged beauty was tying her long hair up as she walked towards the crowd. Go and take a look at Brother Hu. The rest of you, come with me. We'll take down the beauty and those two trucks. Brother Nan patted Messi and jumped out of the grass with the other two underlings. Chapter 37. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Almost done. Su Xiaoyu was walking down the road with a walkie-talkie in her hand. Master, should we kill them all? Su Xiaoyu asked. Yes, if they dare to touch you, kill them. Wang Ran's voice was heard from the walkie-talkie. Su Xiaoyu nodded and stuffed the walkie-talkie into her pocket. Time to kill. Beauty. You killed my brother. This matter is worth at least 100,000. It can't be solved without 10 boxes of instant noodles. Brother Nan said, pretending to be fierce. That's right. If you can't pay up, you can pay it with your body. The underling behind Brother Nan touched his chin and looked like a fool. Su Xiaoyu ignored the idiots in front of her and slowly extended her hand. Her sharp nails slowly grew. Brother Nan had a bad feeling. Where the F***ck did she get this manicure? It even has growth function. Why did it feel so dangerous? At that moment, a strange roar came from behind Brother Nan and the other two. The three of them turned around to look. Messi was rushing towards them frantically. He seemed like he was about to make a golden goal. Behind Messi, who was slowly moving with his mouth full of blood. F***ck. They've turned into zombies. The three of them shuddered. They could not care less about Su Xiaoyu and immediately ran in the direction of the truck. When one of them passed by Su Xiaoyu, she suddenly raised her hand and gently flicked. After running another 2 or 3 more steps, the man suddenly felt his vision stop. His body was still moving forward. Gulyalu. A head rolled to the ground. Blood splattered all over Brother Nan's head. What's the F***ck? F***ck. Brother Nan turned around and was almost scared to death. Was she taking heads with her bare hands? Hurry up and run. Su Xiaoyu shook the blood off her hand and, with a burst of power, quickly closed in on the other two people who were running away. The other underling's chest was skewered by Su Xiaoyu's sharp claws from the back. Su Xiaoyu was still holding a few spine fragments in her hand. There was only one left. Brother Nan did not dare to look back and ran forward desperately. Another 50 meters and he would reach the truck. Once he got in the car and stepped on the gas, he would be able to survive. The hope of survival gave Brother Nan a lot of motivation. His burly body could actually run 100 meters in 12 seconds. But Su Xiaoyu caught up with him in a few steps. She had long legs, so she could naturally run fast. Swish! Su Xiaoyu swung her sharp claws and ripped Brother Nan's spine from behind. Brother Nan suddenly lost control and fell to the ground after a few steps. Don't kill me. Brother Nan said through tears and snot. What terrified him even more was that he could no longer feel his own limbs. He could not move at all. I'm sorry, Master said that anyone who tries to scam him must be killed. Su Xiaoyu looked behind her and saw zombie Messi running toward Brother Nan, kicking ahead. BDNVL.M. It seemed like she could slack off a little. She did not need to deal with this person anymore. Su Xiaoyu picked up the walkie-talkie. Master, it's all done. Su Xiaoyu reported happily. I've completed another mission from my master. I wonder if there will be any rewards later. Hurry up and get in the car. There are a lot of things to do today, Wang Ran said. Su Xiaoyu put away the walkie-talkie and climbed into the truck. Brother Nan's scream sounded behind him. Messi should be refueling between his matches. The two trucks drove to the beach one after another. At the entrance of the villa, a dozen security guards and the representative were already waiting at the door. On one hand, they had to clear the zombies at the entrance. On the other hand, he had to give Wang Ran enough respect. After all, he was giving them something in this chaotic world. Soon, the two trucks arrived at the entrance of the community. Wang Ran, my young friend, you're here. Let's drive inside. It's safer. The representative, Lu Boyan, warmly greeted him. The security guards helped to move the roadblock away, and Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu drove the truck to the courtyard of the community. A large number of property owners had already gathered here. They were all holding boxes or bags in their hands, which should be filled with gold. It seemed that gold was common among the rich. You guys, form your own queues. I'll be doing this at my own pace, Wang Ran said through a loudspeaker. He had just conveniently taken this from the warehouse, but he did not expect it to really come in handy. The next step was to count and perform their trades. The property manager even brought over a few large electronic scales. Everything proceeded in an orderly manner. Very quickly, 2 truckloads of food were all exchanged. The next step was to exchange and auction the luxury goods. The so-called luxury items were massage chairs, refrigerators, alcohol, and other things that couldn't be eaten. Wang Ran did not expect these things to be so popular among this group of rich people. He could understand refrigerators. If there was too much food, one would need an extra refrigerator to store it. What about massage chairs? To make human meat more tender and give zombies a happier time eating it. It seemed that they had not experienced the savagery of the outside world. The miscellaneous items in the car were also replaced. At that moment, Tang Tang, who had 2 ponytails and was wearing a plaid skirt, slid over on a Segway. This time, she had not brought her crossbow. Instead, she carried an unsharpened Frostmourne prop sword. It was probably because there were many people here, so it was a little safer. Did you bring the mouse? Tang Tang directly stretched out her hand and asked. Logitech G502. I'll also throw in a Harman Kardon Bluetooth headset. Wang Ran handed the things to Tang Tang. You don't need to throw in any free gifts, I'm not short of money. It was unknown if she was being overbearing or if she did not want to owe Wang Ran a favor, but she directly stuffed 2 gold bars into Wang Ran's hands. Of course, Wang Ran had no reason to refuse. Oh. Right. If you find any gaming consoles, hit me up. The online lobbies are all deserted as of late, Tang Tang said helplessly. Try some Civilization 6. Take it slow, and 1 round can last a few months. Wang Ran suggested. When it came to killing time, Civilization 6 was indeed a good choice. Oh, right. The internet is saying that the situation outside is terrible. How did you get so many resources and ship them here? Tang Tang asked curiously. Yesterday, the top poster she had been following had also stopped updating. They were probably dead. One could see how dangerous it was outside. I'm sorry, I'm not being paid to answer questions. Wang Ran shrugged his shoulders. Tang Tang took out 2 gold bars and stuffed them into Wang Ran's bag. This was how the rich did things. Actually, I'm a superhuman. It's easy to deal with zombies, Wang Ran babbled. Some things were really hard to explain, so it was better to lie. Give me back my gold. Tang Tang extended her hand to Wang Ran. Obviously, she believed that Wang Ran was just talking nonsense. Chapter 38. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The blood-drinking lowly returned. That was not going to happen. Not in this lifetime and not in this world. Noel Deren, you want to take back the gold that has already entered my pocket. She was too naive. Wang Ran took out a gold bar and squeezed it hard in his hand. The gold bar was directly turned into a dense nugget. Tang Tang was stunned. This. She knew that gold was a relatively soft metal, but it was only relatively soft. Indeed, teeth and nails could leave marks. But to compress a gold bar with his bare hands, who could do that? Tang Tang took out a gold bar and tried squeezing, but there was no reaction. Forget about turning it into a nugget, even bending it would be difficult. Here, give me the one in your hand, I'll demonstrate it to you again. Wang Ran extended his hand. Tang Tang was stunned for a moment before she placed the gold bar in Wang Ran's hand. Wang Ran once again crushed the gold bar. And then he directly put the gold bar into his bag. Tang Tang was stunned. Are you trying to cheat me of my gold bars? Come on, give me your frostmorn. Wang Ran directly interrupted Tang Tang's thoughts, not giving her time to react. Tang Tang also wanted to know what Wang Ran was going to do, so she handed the sword to Wang Ran. It was a frostmorn made by a proper swordsmithing company, and it could buy an economy-class vehicle. Although it was sealed, the power it contained was no laughing matter. Xiaoyu, come here. Wang Ran waved at Su Xiaoyu, who was helping to move the things. Su Xiaoyu put down the heavy refrigerator with ease and ran over. Come, cut this sword, Wang Ran said with a smile. Although Wang Ran's strength had already surpassed Su Xiaoyu's with the joint efforts of the two zombies, he did not have Su Xiaoyu's sharp claws. It was time for something more theatrical. Su Xiaoyu nodded and slowly extended her sharp claws. Tang Tang, who was watching, was stunned. Wolverine. This. Although it was only 2 centimeters long, it was already amazing. Then, Su Xiaoyu quickly reached out and slashes at Frostmorn. A crisp sound of impact. A few claw marks appeared on the surface of Frostmorn. Su Xiaoyu did not stop and continued to attack Frostmorn. The claw marks were getting deeper. Finally. With a clang, Frostmorn broke into 2 from the middle. My sword. Tang Tang was stunned. This was a collector's edition. It was nothing like what those cheap cosplayers had. It was broken just like that. Soon after, she also realized the main point of the matter. This lady with long legs could actually break a steel sword with her bare hands. It looked like this delivery man wasn't lying. They were indeed not ordinary people. As an experienced host, mobile, and PC gamer, Tang Tang was very quick to accept this reality. Moreover, she even felt some envy. Can I also become this powerful? Tang Tang asked. Wang Ran was stunned. This was a more complicated question. It involved the method of gaining such power. He knew that his blood could help zombies regain their consciousness and improve their strength. But for ordinary people, he did not know. If it was only effective against zombies, then Tang Tang's request would be a little difficult. Turning her into a zombie first was something that most people would not accept. That would be a little difficult. I haven't even figured it out myself. Wang Ran spread his hands. He couldn't possibly tell her that she had to turn into a zombie first. Tang Tang put the small bag she was carrying on her back in front of Wang Ran. Wang Ran picked it up. It was quite heavy. He opened it and took a look. There were more than 30 gold bars inside. Tang Tang's gold bars were slightly over £1 each. In other words, this could be exchanged for more than 150 pounds of food. That's a lot. Actually, there's no harm in trying, Wang Ran said in a serious manner. He also wanted to know if his blood had any effect on humans. Anyway, he had already taken the money, and he wouldn't be the one losing out if it didn't work. Xiaoyu, cut my arm. Don't cut the artery. Wang Ran ordered. Although he could regenerate, cutting his artery would still be complicated. It would probably take a few minutes to heal. Su Xiaoyu stretched out a finger and gently stroked it. A wound of a few centimeters appeared. Blood slowly seeped out. Come, have a few sips, Wang Ran said to Tang Tang. You want me to drink your blood? Tang Tang was stunned. Was it really that exaggerated? Although Tang Tang was experienced and knowledgeable, she was still a little hesitant to drink human blood. Tang Tang glanced at the group of owners and security guards next to her. They were all busy moving things and no one was watching. Let's drink. Tang Tang hesitated for a while before making a decision. At most, she would just treat it as the duck blood in duck blood noodles. Tang Tang moved her little mouth over and sucked on the wound on Wang Ran's arm. After half a minute, Wang Ran pushed Tang Tang's head away. That had to enough. How is it, how do you feel? Wang Ran asked. This was a matter of his own ability, so he had to find out. I feel hot. In Tang Tang's body, a massive force of energy was attacking her 5 internal organs and 4 limbs. It was both uncomfortable and relentless. It works. Wang Ran's eyes lit up. It seemed that his blood could not only enhance the power of zombies, but also empowered humans. This was King good. Liquid gold flowed through his veins. No, I can't sell my blood so casually in the future. He had to make the people around him stronger first. He could only consider others when he had a surplus. Moreover, he still needed to further study his ability. It's so uncomfortable. Are you insane? Why does my stomach hurt after drinking your blood? Tang Tang muttered. I can't take it anymore, send me home first. Tang Tang's cold eyes instantly turned into a pleading look. Xiaoyu, look after the gold here. I'll be back once I'm done. Wang Ran instructed, then picked up Tang Tang and rode his Segway to number 2. Tang Tang was carried on someone's shoulder like a little pig. The posture seemed a little embarrassing. However, she felt so uncomfortable that she did not have the strength to resist. Soon, Wang Ran carried Tang Tang to the entrance of her villa. As soon as he entered the courtyard, Wang Ran felt the ground vanishing. He was plummeting. In desperation, he flung Tang Tang far away. Who the *CK would dig a hole here for no reason? Wang Ran stood up and dusted off the dirt on his body. The Segway fell into the pit and broke. Ah, Tang Tang. Wang Ran stepped forward and helped Tang Tang up from the ground. Tang Tang looked aggrieved. She had asked the security guard to dig the pit last night. After all, it was where zombies had laid. She disliked it. She didn't expect herself to be screwed over by her own actions the next day. However, she did not feel much pain from the fall. It was so magical. Could it be because of his blood just now? Chapter 39. You are listening at novelfull.audio. For the tribe. My room is on the 2nd floor. Help me up, Tang Tang said to Wang Ran. She felt slightly better now, but her whole body was still sore. Wang Ran lifted Tang Tang onto his shoulder and went up to the 2nd floor. Tang Tang was very depressed. She said, help me up, just now. Not, lift me up like King luggage. He was doing this on purpose. This was utterly humiliating. Her chest was pressed against his back, and he had a firm hold of her thighs. She had no choice. She could not move and could only let others manhandle her. Wan Ran carried Tang Tang to the second floor. Tang Tang's room was a little different from an ordinary girl's room. There were posters of various popular games and anime on the wall. On the table was a large 4K screen monitor and a water-cooled transparent CPU case. In front of the sofa was an 80-inch TV, and on the ground were the Switch and the PS4. What was even more exaggerated was that there was an arcade machine in the corner of the room. As expected, she was an otaku. Wan ran unceremoniously through Tang Tang on the bed. "All right. You can leave now." Tang Tang felt a lot more comfortable and once again returned to her cautious appearance. Wan Ran touched his chin and fell into deep thought. Both Xiaoyu and Momo called him master. But Tang Tang was far less subservient, if at all. From the looks of it, his blood did not earn him the allegiances of humans. Perhaps it only worked on humans. I'll need to spend some time studying this. Hey! This is a girl's room. Why are you still sticking around? Tang Tang moved her hands and feet and sat up on the bed. She could finally move. "I'm in charge of after-sales. Come, let's see if you've gotten stronger." Wan Ran picked up PS4 from the ground and threw it directly at Tang Tang's face. Tang Tang subconsciously stretched out her hand and punched. The PS4 console was instantly dented and fell to the ground. "My PS4. Tang Tang cried out in pain. She hadn't even cleared Red Dead Redemption 2 yet. Then, she also realized she could actually make a dent in a PS4 with one punch. "I've become stronger, come. Let's try this refrigerator." Wan Ran pushed the small refrigerator in the room to Tang Tang. Tang Tang's heart began to beat faster. She had played so many games, of course, she had fantasized about having strength that normal people didn't have. The moment had finally arrived. Tang Tang used all her strength and threw a punch. The small refrigerator was sent flying far away, smashing the 80-inch LCD TV. A deep fist mark was left on the refrigerator door. "My TV." Tang Tang wanted to cry again. Without the PS4, she could still play a little on her Switch, but now, there was no TV. However, the power in her body was the real deal. Tang Tang excitedly ran to the side and took down a giant axe hanging on the wall. King Hell. Isn't that Gorehowl? Wan Ran looked at the colossal axe. It was another weapon from the world of Warcraft. "Ha! I can lift Gorehowl." Tang Tang was so excited that she took the axe and started swinging it. The axe was made of solid steel and an entire crew of men had to work together to put it on her wall. It was also a rare collector's item. Before this, she could only touch it. Now, she could actually wave it around. Was this power for the tribe? Tang Tang happily swung the blood roar a few times. Boom! The arcade machine was also smashed. Tang Tang was stunned. She felt like she was remodeling a house together with Wan Ran. Although the axe had not been sharpened, its sheer mass was destructive. Wan Ran, who was watching from the side, was also a little tempted. Although his sword was easy to use, it was already losing its edge. Moreover, sharp weapons were not as easy to maintain as blunt weapons. "I'll say, young miss, why don't you give me your axe? You're pretty good with your crossbow," Wan Ran suggested. "No way." Tang Tang swung her ponytail and raised her head. She had taken great pains in procuring this legendary axe, so she wouldn't let others have it. With this axe, she could even go out and kill zombies. "I'll throw in a 2080 Ti and a PS4. Wan Ran took out his trump card. "Wait a moment." Tang Tang seemed to have thought of something. She threw down the axe and ran out of the room. Not long after, Tang Tang came over with a big hammer. "Help me," Tang Tang said while panting. This sledgehammer was much heavier than Gorehowl. She could not lift it, so she could only drag it. The Doomhammer, you're really loyal to the tribe. Wang Ran sighed. Wasn't this Orgrim's Doomhammer? It looked quite heavy. Wang Ran took the hammer and tested it. It was quite heavy, and had to be at least 100 pounds. This is a 1.1 version that I've specially had custom made. I spent more than 50,000 on it. Tang Tang's heart ached a little. She wasn't worried about the money. It was just that in this world, it was impossible to order another one. If it wasn't for the fact that she couldn't carry it, she wouldn't have given it to Wang Ran. Don't forget my 2080 Ti and PS4. Tang Tang instructed him. Alright, I'll bring it to you when I find it. Wang Ran said goodbye to Tang Tang and went downstairs with his hammer. In the future, he still had to keep in touch with this young lady. Firstly, she was really rich. Secondly, Wang Ran also wanted to study his own ability in depth. Wang Ran returned to the courtyard. Most of the things had already been moved. Wang Ran walked to the driver's seat, threw the Doomhammer inside, and took out a few dozen beers. Here, this is for your property management. Wang Ran passed the beer to the security guard, Zhao Dong. They should also be given some benefits for helping to unload the goods. Thank you, brother. Zhao Dong took the beer happily. He's the best. Cucumbers, bananas, and beer. He really missed them. They were not like the owners, who were used to ordering them to work. Xiaoyu, get in your truck. We're leaving. Wang Ran waved at Su Xiaoyu. The two of them drove away from the villa area. Xiaoyu, do you see that island? We're going to move there soon, Wang Ran said to Su Xiaoyu through the walkie-talkie. Arg. Really, the scenery there looks very good. Can we go and take a look? Su Xiaoyu was very excited. Before the apocalypse, she could never afford to even book a room at a resort hotel like this on an island. Alright, he said. Wang Ran thought for a moment. He had been delayed at Tang Tang's place today. It was already too late to move things, so it was better to do it another day. The two trucks drove onto the bridge and headed towards East Lake Island. There weren't many zombies left on the bridge. They had probably either fallen into the sea or wandered away. Soon, the two of them arrived at the island. Su Xiaoyu was very excited after a simple tour. The thought of living in such a great place in the future made her extremely excited. Master. The bedroom in that villa faces the sea. Let's go and take a look. Su Xiaoyu's eyes darted around as she pulled Wang Ran into a villa by the cliff. She had done so much work today, so she should be rewarded. Chapter 40. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A busy day. An hour later. The two of them walked out of the villa. With such a scenery, the experience was on a completely different level. However, a few zombies had surrounded the villa and were loitering at the door. They were probably attracted by Su Xiaoyu's voice. Don't kill here, you'll dirty this place. Wang Ran stopped Su Xiaoyu, who was about to attack them. The two of them led the zombies to the bridge like walking dogs. One by one, they kicked them into the sea. Done. Look at the time, he said. It's too late to move things and too early to go back. How about this? I need to take a look at some factory. Come with me. Wang Ran thought of the solar panel factory of the unfortunate youth. They were not afraid of being robbed when they transported the things here. It was fine, even if no one was left to look after them. It was not as troublesome as the food. Sure. Su Xiaoyu nodded. As long as she followed Wang Ran, she could go anywhere. If she worked hard, she might even get a reward. Burp. The two of them turned the trucks around and drove toward the factory address. The number of zombies wandering on the road had decreased compared to 2 days ago. Wang Ran knew that the zombies had started to move toward the apartments, villas, shopping malls, and other places where survivors had holed themselves up. After all, living people would always make sounds. Moreover, 2 or 3 days had passed, and many people had exhausted their supplies at home and started to look for food outside. They would subconsciously move in the cover of building to building, but zombies would inevitably sense them. This accelerated the change in the zombie distribution in the city. The zombies on the road were relatively fewer. Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu were pulling far lighter loads, so they sped up a little. They arrived at the factory 20 minutes later. Zombies in workers' uniforms could be seen at the entrance of the factory and the open space inside. This factory had also fallen. Wang Ran got out of the car and picked up the doomhammer that he had just swiped off Tang Tang. A lot of love had been put into the workmanship. It felt really good in his hands. Wang Ran raised his hammer and swung it at the zombie that was approaching him. The poor zombie's head was smashed into its chest. Cool. Wang Ran couldn't help but praise the hammer. This hammer would even blow up a mutated zombie. The only drawback was that it required quite some energy. If he used it for ordinary zombies, he would be tired out after dozens of swings. It was not as easy as using his sword. Perhaps it would be more comfortable to use it when he gains a little more strength. Wang Ran crushed the heads of a few zombies nearby and pulled open the factory's retractable door. The truck drove straight to the entrance of the factory's warehouse. In the warehouse, a few more workers stood guard at their posts. Of course, they just happened to be standing there. The moment Wang Ran opened the warehouse door, they swarmed toward him. Wang Ran was still having a honeymoon with his doomhammer, so he directly swung the hammer horizontally, smashing a large number of people. Those zombies, even if they weren't crushed to death, ended up with many broken bones and couldn't even stand up. Master, this new weapon is so violent. You're amazing. Su Xiaoyu clapped her hands. As a follower, she had to flatter her master often. Sometimes, she would even be rewarded by his speed and strength in other aspects. Wang Ran glanced at Su Xiaoyu and smiled. Do you think I don't know what you're up to in your little head? We've got work to do first. Wang Ran brought Su Xiaoyu to patrol the warehouse. It was just as the rich kid had said. There were thousands of solar panels that had not been delivered. If they used all of this, he could power up his island. Xiaoyu, protect me. I'm trying to figure out how to work this thing, Wang Ran gave his instructions. He then took apart a solar panel and started fiddling with it. The rich kid had said that the solar panels in their house were very user-friendly. Wang Ran fiddled with it for a while, and it was indeed so. It was similar to setting up a massive computer with multiple screens. Moreover, these solar panels were also equipped with batteries. They would still work well without the sun. No wonder they were selling like hot cakes. It was a solid product. Xiaoyu, load the truck. Wang Ran planned to empty this place first. After all, electricity was a huge problem in the apocalypse, which directly affected the quality of life. Su Xiaoyu skillfully operated the forklift. Lin Momo had taught her in her spare time. The two of them spent half an hour and finally filled up the 2 trucks. He would probably have to make 2 more trips. Over the next few hours, the 2 of them began the boring transportation work. The 2 of them only finished their work when the sun started to set. Master, I'm a little tired. Su Xiaoyu rubbed herself against Wang Ran. Even if they were superhuman, one would be tired after a busy day. This isn't the place for it. Wang Ran frowned. I'm starving. Su Xiaoyu pouted. Wang Ran sighed and brought Su Xiaoyu into the back of the car. Half an hour later, the 2 of them opened the carriage door. It was almost dark, and it would not be easy to drive at night. They could not waste too much time here. After attracting a group of zombies to guard the bridge, Wang Ran finally felt at ease and rushed back with Su Xiaoyu. In the warehouse. Lin Momo was bored as she looked at Wang Ran's inventory to pass the time. Xiao Jin looked on from the side, not fully understanding. Suddenly, Lin Momo felt dizzy. Arg! I haven't eaten in a long time, I'm hungry. Lin Momo realized what was going on. Although Wang Ran had said that they were already on their way back, Lin Momo could not hold it in any longer. I'll secretly drink some of the stock. Sister Xiaoyu won't blame me, would she? At most, I'll secretly collect more tonight and replenish them. Lin Momo tiptoed to the cold storage. In the corner, there was a bottle of red liquid and another bottle of clear whitish liquid. Lin Momo casually picked up the red bottle. Just a little bit. Lin Momo opened the bottle. Just as Lin Momo was about to drink, Xiao Jin suddenly followed her in and started scratching her leg. Lin Momo was not holding bottle steadily, and it fell to the ground. Arg! No! Lin Momo's heart ached. Blood was all over the ground. Xiao Jin thought that it was something delicious and immediately started lapping it down. Ah, Xiao Jin, this isn't for you. Lin Momo panicked. Then, her heart began to ache again. No. I can't let Xiao Jin finish it. Lin Momo also joined in the fight for food. There was a commotion outside the warehouse. It was Wang Ran and Su Xiaoyu. The ground of the cold storage was also cleaned up by Lin Momo and Xiao Jin. Arg! Master, you're back. Lin Momo came out of the cold storage, a little flustered. Wang Ran could tell that there was something wrong with Lin Momo at a glance. Usually, she came up to test her airbags against his body. What was the situation this time? Was she too hungry?